In this video, I'll show you how to make a works cited page. In other words, you show all the places where you found your information that you researched. So open up Safari and go to the Springman homepage. Then you're going to click on For Students, Student Google. It's probably going to ask you to sign in with your username and password. And then it's going to bring you to a whole list of your Google Docs. But you're going to click on the 3 lines in the upper left-hand corner to see a few more options, because you want to go to the desktop version of Google Docs. That gives you a few more options of things to do. The desktop version looks like this. It's still going to list all your documents, but you're going to actually click on the More button in the upper left-hand corner. And it has all these other features that Google Docs offers. You're going to scroll down and click on EasyBib. EasyBib is a separate website that basically makes your whole works cited list for you. You just have to put in a little bit of information from your note cards. Now yours might look a little different. It might say, it might have an orange button that says create a new project with a plus on it. You're going to go ahead and do that. Once you do, it's going to bring you to a screen where you're going to start putting in your resources that you used. Now the first thing you're going to want to notice is that there's different tabs for different kinds of sources. So if you used a website, that's different than a book, which is different than a newspaper article, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to start with a website. Let's say I used a website for my research and now I need to put that on my works cited list. I can either hit this button here that says manual cite, but then I'm going to have to put in information all by hand. A little bit of a faster way to do it is to search it by the URL address. So either you can copy that from the back of your card, the whole entire URL address, or what will save you some time is if you have that website open, you can just copy and paste the whole URL address into that box. So let me go back to EasyBib, paste it here, and then I'm going to press Cite It. So it says we're gathering information for you. Here's what we found. So it found the website title, People of Ancient Egypt. It found the article title, Egyptian People, the date that I found it. A few things were not found, the publisher, the electronically published date, and the authors. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and press Continue. Now, the things that have red boxes are things that are missing. So I might have this information on my note card. If I do, I can go ahead and add it here. For example, if I was able to find an author, I would put their first name, middle initial, and last name here. Okay? Some websites don't have an author, so if not, you can leave that blank. If you found a publisher or sponsor, you can insert that information. Or if you found the date that it was published, you can insert that information. Okay, everything else, this website is filled in for me. So maybe I know from looking at the website that this site was published in 2015. I can add that manually. Okay, when I'm all done, I filled in all the information that I have. I'm going to hit Create Citation. Okay, and so my first source has been cited. So any note cards that use the same website, I don't need to do that again. I've already cited it once. But now I need to look for any other sources I've used. Okay, so maybe I've used also a book. So I'm going to click on Book tab. And similarly, you can press Manual Cite and put in all the information by hand. But what's going to save you some time is if you search for the book, you can search by the title, author, or keywords. I'm going to put in the title of the book I used. It was called Gods and Goddesses of Ancient Egypt. Now, a little tip is that if the name of your book was just Ancient Egypt or Ancient China, you might want to also put in the title since lots of books have very similar titles. Okay, I'm going to press Cite It. We're gathering information for you now. So a couple different books come up. So I'm going to make sure that the author is correct and the publishing and date information is correct, so I have the right book. Now, looking at my book, the author is Janine R. Adil. So actually, it's this third one here, Capstone Press 2009. So that's the book I use. So I'm going to click Cite This. And again, there's some things that for me to fill in. Now, first of all, I did not use this whole book. So I'm going to click on chapter or section. Now that's going to bring you a box that tells you to put in if you did use a whole chapter, the title of the chapter, or the title of the section. Now it might be that I didn't even use a whole chapter, I just used a few pages. So I'm going to actually skip this part. Here's the author, here's the book title, publication info, and I'm going to put in here, maybe I use pages 24 and 25. Started there and ended there. So I need to put that in myself. Once I'm done, I'm going to hit Create Citation again. And now you can see that both of my sources are added to the list. You're going to do this for every different source that you used. Every website, every book, every magazine, every journal article. Okay, once you are done with all of your sources, then you're going to click on Export. And you're going to click on Save to Google Docs. Okay, it might make you sign in again. And then it's going to say it's going to ask you if you give EasyBib permission to go into your Google Docs. So I'm going to say yes, allow access. Okay, then it says, okay, your file is successfully uploaded to Google Docs, but I want to see it. So I'm going to click on Go to Google Docs. And there it is, Works Cited, and those are the two sources that I used. The last thing I want to do is I want to rename this because it just automatically names it EasyBib and a bunch of numbers. Which I think I have to use the desktop version for. If you log into your Google Docs app, this should now show up in your document list. So I might just want to rename this. Oops. And I might call this Ancient Egypt Research. Okay. And that's it. You're done with your Works Cited page.